Hello, and welcome to the English Listen Lab. Today, we bring you a heartfelt and inspiring story for A1 level English learners. This is the journey of a musician who lost everything when his best friend stole his song and became famous. Falling into depression, he lost all hope until a chance encounter changed everything. Let's begin this emotional and uplifting tale. The Lost Song, a musician's journey to redemption. Chapter 1. A Song from the Heart. Leo was an underground musician, writing songs in his small apartment. He didn't have a big audience, but he had a dream: to create music that touched people's hearts. One day, he wrote the best song of his life. It was raw, emotional, and powerful. He played it for his best friend Ryan, who was also a musician. Ryan loved it. "This song is incredible, Leo," he said. "It's going to change your life." Leo trusted Ryan more than anyone, but he never expected what would happen next. Chapter 2. Betrayal. A few weeks later, Leo turned on the radio and froze. He heard his song, but it wasn't his voice. It was Ryan's. Leo couldn't believe it. Ryan had stolen his song, recorded it, and released it under his own name. The song became a huge hit. It was everywhere. On the radio, in commercials, in concerts. Ryan became a star overnight. Leo confronted him. "Why did you do this?" he asked, his voice shaking. Ryan just smirked. "Music is business, Leo. You should have acted faster." Heartbroken, Leo walked away. He lost not only his song, but also his best friend. Chapter 3. Falling Apart. Leo couldn't write. He couldn't play. Music, once his greatest joy, became his greatest pain. Every time he heard Ryan's voice on the radio, he felt like a failure. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. Leo stopped playing gigs. He avoided friends. He stayed in his apartment, drowning in sadness. He had lost everything, and worst of all, he had lost himself. Chapter 4. A Chance Encounter. One evening, Leo wandered the city streets. He didn't know where he was going. He just walked, lost in thought. Then, he heard something that made him stop. A young boy sat on the sidewalk, playing a guitar. The song he was playing was his song, the song Ryan had stolen. Leo stood in shock. The boy wasn't famous. He wasn't rich. But he played with feeling, with emotion, with love. Leo approached him. "Where did you learn that song?" The boy smiled. "It's my favorite song. It helped me during a really hard time. The words, they mean everything to me." Leo felt something inside him shift. His song still mattered, not because of fame or money, but because of the way it touched people. Chapter 5. Music for the Right Reasons. That night, Leo picked up his guitar for the first time in months. He played, not for success, not for revenge, but for himself. He started performing again, not on big stages, but in small cafes, on street corners, anywhere people would listen. He played for those who felt lost, for those who needed music the most. People started noticing, not because of fame, but because of authenticity. Leo realized that real music wasn't about charts or awards. It was about connection. He wasn't the same man who wanted fame. He was something better. He was an artist, true to himself. Chapter 6. The Return to Music. Leo slowly regained his confidence. He started playing music again, this time without pressure, without expectation. He performed in small cafes, on quiet streets, and at charity events. Every time he played, he saw the joy in people's eyes. His music mattered, even if it wasn't on the radio. One night, a local music producer heard him playing. Impressed by Leo's authenticity, he offered him a chance to record new songs. For the first time in years, Leo stepped into a recording studio, not to chase fame, but to share his music with the world in the right way. Chapter 7. A New Beginning. Leo released an independent album, filled with songs that spoke of his journey, pain, and healing. It wasn't a global hit, but the people who listened truly felt his emotions. Slowly, his name started to regain recognition, not as the forgotten musician, but as the artist who never gave up. His story inspired many, especially young artists who struggled to find their voices. One day, he received a surprising message. It was from Ryan. Chapter 8. Facing the Past. Ryan's message was unexpected. He admitted his guilt and asked to meet. Leo hesitated, but agreed. When they met, Ryan looked different, less confident, more regretful. He confessed that despite all his fame, he felt empty. The song he stole made him famous, but it didn't make him happy. "Leo," Ryan said, "I can't change the past, but I want to make things right." Leo thought for a long time. He knew he couldn't erase the pain, but holding on to anger wouldn't help either. Instead of revenge, he chose peace. Chapter 9. The Real Success. Leo and Ryan's story spread online, becoming an example of forgiveness and growth. Instead of fighting, they collaborated. Together, they performed the stolen song, this time giving credit where it was due. It became a powerful moment, not for fame, but for truth. Leo's career flourished, but more importantly, he found peace. He wasn't just a musician, he was someone who used his pain to inspire others. Chapter 10. A Legacy of Music. Years later, Leo stood in front of a classroom teaching young musicians. He no longer needed a big stage. His purpose was bigger than that. He shared his story with his students, reminding them that music wasn't about fame or money. It was about connection, emotion, and honesty. Leo had found his place in the world, not as a superstar, but as an artist who made a difference. Thank you for following Leo's inspiring journey. His story proves that real success isn't measured by fame, but by the impact we have on others. If you enjoyed this story and want to hear more meaningful tales, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Stay tuned for more incredible stories from the English Listen Lab. See you next time!